remember. Back when I was still an organic, he'd have me get into this pod. Not very romantic, is it?
When the courier first meets the reclusive ruler of Vegas Strip, you see his countenance patiently waiting atop the Lucky 38, eyebrow cocked in a condescending green incandescence. One of my absolute favourite facts about Mr. House's original appearance is shown briefly pre-launch in some media. And as you can see, House's original visage far more unsettling. The reason his portrait was changed was because, according to designer Josh Sawyer, quote, "It was relatively late in development and I felt the original portrait made Mr. House look too manic." And I agree. He looks like an absolute menace not to be trusted whatsoever, whether it's with the fate of humanity or even the Strip, though you can see that classic Howard Hughes smile come through. Hughes being a famous business magnate, among other things, turned recluse in later years, which we shall also soon touch on, as he was the inspiration for House. Though as a side note, you don't really see House get excited much, so personally I think it would have been interesting if his cool facade and the image that he wanted you to see was replaced by his Howard Hughes smile when he got enthralled by something, and it made you kind of question whether siding with him was the right thing, just from that ghoulish grin alone. Speaking of ghouls, the courier's companion, Raoul, will let you in on a rather strange rumour about House's nocturnal bedroom pre-war predilections.
I remember there were some weird stories about him, especially near the end. There was a tell-all in El Periódico de las Aburridas by a starlet House dated. She said they never, don't make me spell it out, boss. Anyway, she said all he wanted to do was scan her brain and make her dress up in different outfits.
Which, of course, players will see confirmed firsthand when introduced to House's flirtatious companion robot Jane and asking about her functionality.
Well, hello, sugar. Mr. House is waiting for you in his office. I'm Jane, one of Mr. House's girls. We keep him entertained. We don't get many guests lately. Perhaps we can entertain you as well.
Asking if she is a copy of a dead woman and what she does for House, she elaborates.
I may be a robot on the outside, but on the inside, my neurocomputational matrix is an exact copy of Mr. House's favorite girl. Mr. House has a lot of needs, sugar. I take care of all of them, and a lady doesn't kiss and tell. Then maybe you shouldn't pry into a lady's particulars.
Speaking of dead women, if you're wondering about Jane's origins, she isn't just some random construct of House's, but something far stranger. Jane is a reference to the 1950s film star Jane Russell, who began her film career in a movie with Howard Hughes, surprise, surprise, the man whom, upon, as previously mentioned, Robert House is based. In real life, Jane Russell was friends with Marilyn Monroe, which, funnily enough, a Marilyn bot appears beside Jane in the official card deck for the game. The reason? Marilyn was meant to be one of Mr. House's private securitrons similar to Jane, and would have been located in the Lucky 38 presidential suite, where she can actually still be found in the game files.
I'm Marilyn. It's a pleasure.
The reason why Marilyn was cut was there was a problem with the voice files, too late in the game to have them fixed.
What'd you think of Mr. House? I was surprised he only had the 2 robot sex slaves.
Now, one could be forgiven for clucking their tongue at Bobby's boudoir babe bots, but we haven't even gone as deep as the developers once intended, as did you know. Originally, it was planned that Mr. House could be seduced, presumably only by female characters.
Come now, don't keep me waiting.
If successful in some sort of speech challenge, the player would be told to enter the secret area of his penthouse and enter some kind of scanner to perv over the player's body, or more likely, according to Raoul, their brain.
It's incredibly simple. I still remember the first day he scanned me. Oh, right. He need to scan you first. Create a digital copy of your neurocomputational matrix. But, you're organic.
It's not clear what would happen next, but presumably the idea would be that it would let the player enter his secret area without setting off the alarm like usual, and this is detailed in Mr. House's dialogue script, where you can see that there is a seduction or House's expressed interest, invited into his secret area, and the player has been scanned.
You see that you and I are of a different stripe, don't you? We are.
By House. And there was even a possible seduction dialogue asking, was it just me, or were there signs of attraction earlier?
Oh, by all means, yes.
Now, speaking of pleasing the man in the pod, you see the image that House wants you to see. But of course, the truth is much darker.
I see you've made a study of the topic. My knowledge of the science of longevity would fill several textbooks. Perhaps after a decade or two of economic reconstruction, I can commercialize these technologies and offer them to others, such as yourself.
If one were to decide to stage a coup against their de facto benefactor, you can break into his private quarters past the securitrons, and finally glimpse the real Mr. House. It feels like stepping into a sci-fi pharaoh's tomb. The macabre bit of technology reveals what House calls his life support chamber, slowly staving off death, bar some pesky microbes that unfortunately will be the end of House if you open his pod.
No! Ruined everything! Exposed! Germs! A year of life! If at most!
Now, as an aside, interestingly, similar tech to his chamber is seen pre-House on the New Vegas Strip with advertised cryo suites at the Tops Hotel and Casino, guaranteeing, quote, 100% safety with some small print, and depicting a device similar to the life support chamber used by Robert House himself. House is, of course, drastically more corpse-like than his avatar. Skeletal, waxy skin, the mouth slack and the eyes glassy and sunken, out of use. He looks less old technocrat and more the world's richest mummy awakened from its coffin. Before we explore dark ways to interact with the jerky house in front of us, the game actually houses another more vibrant house nearby.
Don't let the video screens and computer terminals fool you. I'm flesh and blood, not silicone.
There's an early test map for Mr. House and the Lucky 38 in the game called Lucky 38 Penthouse. This contains a stripped-down version of the full game Penthouse with an early placeholder version of a human Mr. House. He's in the game files as Mr. House, outdated, and has no dialogue if you talk to him.
What do you need? Bye.
Now, if this visage of House also evokes Howard Hughes vibes later in life, you'd not be wrong. House's demise due to microbes is an ironic fate in light of Hughes' infamous germophobia. His mummy-like appearance in the life support chamber is based on Hughes' radical change in appearance later in life. When he was photographed with long, sharpened index fingernails, Hughes also grew a wild beard which became wispy and white, resembling House's cobweb-like facial hair.
Smithers, I don't want that unpredictable lunatic working in my casino.
And on the first floor of House Resort hangs a large portrait of Mr. House standing in front of an enormous bipedal robot. The portrait is based on a real-world photograph of Howard Hughes standing in front of a Boeing 100A aircraft in 1934. Though House had other inspirations such as Walt Disney, which is also evident in the fact that House's project of preserving the Strip as an autonomous city-state parallels Disney's vision of Epcot as a self-sustaining city of tomorrow. Epcot ultimately became a very large amusement park, and House's life support machine parallels the urban legend that Disney's brain was cryogenically frozen. But back to House's more withered form. The pod that sustains him unfortunately can be destroyed in a plethora of ways. As House, the immortal mastermind, has extremely low HP and no resistance in the pod, though interestingly you can't target it in VATS, though you can literally end his 200-year reign by lightly punching his bony old behind. Congruently, Mr. House has cut dialogue in which he would threaten to attempt to reason with and then plead with the courier to not open the antechamber housing his flesh and bone body if they entered the control room containing his life support system.
Hold on. Now hold on. Just a moment. Turn around and leave, and I won't attack you any further. Just stay away from the console. It doesn't do anything.
Though Obsidian also knew players would revel in this moment, adding some unique and dark perks, such as, and this is real, a golf club. The challenge a slave obeys requires that the player character to kill Mr. House with a 9-iron or driver Neffy's golf club.
May there be a hell for you, a Tartarus, bleak, unending.
And this is a reference to the video game BioShock, where the player beats the antagonist Andrew Ryan to death with a 9-iron while he repeats the words, "A man chooses, a slave obeys." Both characters were based in part on Howard Hughes and share other traits.
A slave obeys.
Then there's the devilish cannibalism achievement perk called Meat of Champions, where the player has to take on the cannibal perk and then partake in consuming House's jerky-like flesh, among other high-ranking NPCs. I bet that won't feature in the TV show.
You've come back to kill me this time, I assume. Ironic how this turned out. The thousands of hours I spent calculating odds, running projections, planning for every contingency, only to be done in by a mail carrier with a grandiosity complex.